Picture this. You've been grinding for 2 years, staying late, taking on extra projects, saying yes when everyone else said no. And then it finally happens. Your manager calls you in, slides a paper across the desk, and you see the number, a $15,000 raise. You drive home feeling like you finally cracked the code, like the financial stress that's followed you around for years is finally over. You deserve this. You earned this. And for about 3 weeks, life feels different. Then something strange happens. 6 months later, you check your savings account, and somehow, despite making $15,000 more per year, you have less saved than before the raise. Not a little less, noticeably less. And you sit there staring at your phone thinking, where did it go? My name is Alicia, and I have spent years watching people do exactly what you just did, earn more money and somehow end up with less of it. If that story already felt a little too familiar, make sure you subscribe and hit the like button. Because what I'm about to show you explains not just where the money went, but why this keeps happening to almost everyone who gets a raise, and how to be one of the rare people it doesn't happen to. There's a name for what happened to you, and once you hear it, you'll start seeing it everywhere. It's called lifestyle inflation, and it is the single most effective wealth-destroying force in the lives of people who actually earn good money. Not people who are broke, not people who made terrible decisions. People who worked hard, got rewarded for it, and then quietly watched every extra dollar disappear before it could do anything useful. Here's how it works. Before the raise, you had a system. Maybe it wasn't a perfect system, but it was a system. You knew roughly what came in, roughly what went out, and you lived inside those boundaries, mostly because you had to. Then the raise arrives and the boundaries move. Not all at once, not in any dramatic, obvious way, just slowly, quietly, in ways that each feel completely justified. You move into a nicer apartment because you can finally afford it, and because your old place always bothered you a little. That's $400 more per month. You start eating out more because you've been working hard and you deserve to enjoy life a little. That's another $200 per month. You upgrade your car because the old one had 90,000 miles and you'd been putting it off for years. That's $350 more per month. You subscribe to a few more things. You buy slightly nicer clothes. You say yes to trips you used to say no to. None of it feels reckless. Every single decision has a perfectly reasonable explanation. And yet, somehow, $15,000 a year in extra income, that's $1,250 a month, has been completely absorbed, digested, vanished, without building you a single dollar of actual wealth. That's lifestyle inflation. And it doesn't feel like a mistake while it's happening. It feels like progress. Now let me show you the number that should make your stomach drop. Because this is the part nobody ever puts in front of you when the raise comes through. I want you to meet two people. Both get the same $15,000 raise at 30 years old. Same job, same company, same day. The first person is Jordan. Jordan does what most people do. Lifestyle inflates to match the new income. The raise gets absorbed into a nicer apartment, better food, a newer car, and a general loosening of the budget. Jordan saves about the same percentages before the raise, which wasn't much, maybe $200 a month. The second person is Maya. Maya makes one decision differently. She keeps her lifestyle exactly where it was before the raise. Same apartment, same car, same habits. And she takes $1,000 of that $1,250 monthly raise and routes it automatically into index funds the day after every payday. Before she can see it, before she can spend it, it's just gone into the market. Now let's watch what happens. At a historical average market return of 7% after inflation, the conservative number, the one that already accounts for rising prices, Maya's $1,000 a month compounds quietly in the background while she lives her life. In 10 years, Maya has contributed $120,000, but the account doesn't say $120,000, it says $174,000, because compounding doesn't add, it multiplies. In 20 years, she's contributed $240,000. The account says $521,000. In 30 years, by the time both Jordan and Maya are 60, Maya has contributed $360,000 of her own money. But the account says something that should stop you cold. $1,219,000. $1,219,000. Built entirely from one decision. Not a side hustle, not a lucky stock pick, not a second job. Just the choice to not inflate her lifestyle when the raise arrived and to root the difference somewhere it could compound for 30 years. Jordan, meanwhile, has a nicer apartment, a car that's already depreciated, and memories of restaurants he doesn't quite remember anymore. Same raise, same starting point. 30 years later, one person has over $1 million and the other is wondering why retirement feels impossible. That is the math nobody shows you when the promotion comes through. So why does almost everyone end up like Jordan instead of Maya? It's not stupidity, it's not laziness, it's biology. Your brain has a feature called hedonic adaptation. What it means is this: humans are remarkably bad at staying happy about things. Whatever you have right now, your brain eventually treats as the new normal. The excitement fades, the satisfaction disappears, and you start looking for the next upgrade to feel that spark again. This is why the raise feels amazing for 3 weeks and then just feels like your salary. The nicer apartment that thrilled you in month 1 is just your apartment by month 4. The new car that made you smile every morning is just how you get to work by month 6. And because your brain has reset to this new normal, it starts looking for the next thing to restore that feeling. A bigger apartment, a better car, a nicer vacation. The cycle restarts at a higher price point. Lifestyle inflation isn't a character flaw. It's hedonic adaptation operating exactly as designed. Your brain is doing its job. It's just doing that job at the direct expense of your financial future. The people who escape this cycle don't have better willpower. They don't white-knuckle their way through every spending temptation. They do something far smarter and far easier. They make the decision once and remove the choice entirely. Here is exactly what Maya did and what you can do the moment your next raise, bonus, or income increase arrives. Step 1. Before you change a single thing about your lifestyle, calculate the after-tax value of the raise. A $15,000 raise does not put $15,000 in your pocket. Depending on your tax bracket, you might take home $9,000 to $11,000 of it. Know the real number first. Step 2. Immediately, not next month, not after you think about it, set up an automatic transfer for at least 70% of that after-tax increase into your investment account. Not your savings account, your investment account. Index funds. Set it to transfer on payday before you ever see the money land. Step 3. Give yourself the remaining 30% to actually enjoy. This is critical. Deprivation doesn't work. If you take an income increase and funnel every single dollar into investments while your lifestyle doesn't move at all, you will feel punished for succeeding. That feeling will eventually break the system, so let yourself have 30%. Upgrade one thing. Enjoy the raise a little. But only 30%. The other 70% goes to work immediately. This one rule, 70% invested, 30% enjoyed, applied consistently every time your income rises is the entire game. Not budgeting apps, not elaborate financial plans, just this. Step 4. Never adjust the automatic transfer down. You can always increase it, never decrease it. The moment you start negotiating with yourself about why this month is different, the system starts to break. I want you to think about raises completely differently after today. Most people think a raise is permission. Permission to finally get the apartment they wanted. Permission to upgrade the car. Permission to stop saying no to things. But what a raise actually is, if you use it correctly, is a wealth acceleration event. It is a moment where the gap between your income and your lifestyle can widen dramatically. And the wider that gap, the faster wealth builds. The people you see retiring early, taking sabbaticals, walking away from jobs they hate without panic, they are not people who earn dramatically more than you. Most of them just kept their lifestyle from chasing their income. They let the gap grow, and then they let compound interest do the rest. Every raise you've ever gotten was a wealth acceleration event. The question is just whether you used it as one. Here's what I need to say plainly. Most people watching this will not do what I just described. They'll nod along. They'll think it makes sense. They might even feel genuinely motivated for a day or two. And then the raise will come, the apartment listing will appear, the car dealership will make a compelling offer, and the money will disappear the same way it always has. Not because they're bad with money, because nobody set up the automatic transfer before the lifestyle had a chance to expand, because they waited too long between getting the raise and making the decision. And in that window, the spending found a way in. The window between getting a raise and deciding what to do with it is the most dangerous financial moment most people will ever face. And the only way to survive it is to make the decision before it arrives. Decide right now, before your next raise, that 70% of every future income increase goes directly into investments before you ever feel it in your account. Make the decision once. Let the system carry it forever. But if you're one of the people who actually does this, if you get the next raise, open your phone that same week and set up that automatic transfer before you touch a single dollar. You will not feel rich immediately. You will not feel anything dramatically different for months, maybe even a year. And then one day, you'll open your investment account and see a number that surprises you, not because anything extraordinary happened, but because you made one quiet decision and let time do what time does when money is in the right place. Jordan got the nicer apartment. Maya got the $1 million. Both started from exactly the same raise on exactly the same day. The only difference was what happened in the first 48 hours after the money arrived. You still have time to be Maya. The raise doesn't have to have already happened. It just has to happen next. And now you'll know exactly what to do when it does. If this gave you that uncomfortable moment of recognition, that quiet feeling that your raises have been disappearing without building anything real, I put together a full breakdown on how to build a system that grows wealth automatically, even on a modest income. That video is the foundation under everything we talked about today. Start there.